Hello, my YouTube family. Welcome to my channel, Vice Revenge Story.
Today, we are diving into a chilling story about betrayal, manipulation, and some seriously calculated revenge. And get this isn't some made up tale. It's a first person account of how one woman's entire world was saved and then completely shattered by a single mysterious warning.
Okay, just picture this for a second. You're at the train station, rushing, probably thinking about what you're going to have for dinner. A total stranger, an old woman, stops you, hands you your phone, which you'd apparently dropped, and whispers this bizarre, urgent message. No explanation, nothing. Just a command. Well, that's exactly what happened to Alina Morzova, a 29-year-old financial analyst.
So, what do you even do with that? Your entire life is built on logic, on data, on things that make sense. But this one deeply weird warning is about to throw a wrench in everything you thought was real. Let's get into how this all started. The contrast here is just wild. On one hand, you have Alina's life. Totally rational, super structured, safe. We're talking spreadsheets and risk assessment. And on the other hand, you get this warning that is mystical, urgent, and just icy. It's like these two completely different worlds are about to smash into each other, and you just know one of them is going to win.
And somehow, against every logical bone in her body, Alina actually listens. She skips the train, she goes home feeling, I'm sure, completely nuts, and she hides in her own bedroom closet. Can you imagine? You're hiding in your own closet, telling yourself it's just a crazy whim, but deep down there's this gut feeling she just can't shake.
And you know what? Thank goodness she listened to that gut feeling. Because what she's about to find out, hiding there among her winter coats, isn't some small secret. It's a betrayal so huge, it's going to detonate her entire reality.
So she's barely got herself hidden in the closet when she hears the front door unlock. It's her fiancé, Daniel. But he's not alone. She hears the click of high heels, a woman's laugh. He's brought someone else into their home, the place he called her his future wife. And right then, she knows. This isn't just wrong. This was all part of a plan.
And this is where the sheer arrogance of his deception starts to come out. Through the closet door, she hears his voice, so smug, describing her, the woman he's supposed to love, as predictable, as too trusting to ever question him. He literally used her love and the stress of their own wedding as a smokescreen for his lies.
And then, of course, it gets to the money. Suddenly, it all clicks into place for her. Him pushing for joint accounts, convincing her to put her life savings into some shared investment fund that he would manage. He sold it to her as a sign of their unity, of their trust. But no, it wasn't about trust, it was a heist.
Just when you think it can't get any worse, the conversation takes this incredibly dark turn. And the way he says it, it's not with anger or passion. It's just cold, efficient. It's like he's talking about taking out the trash, not the woman he's supposed to marry. This was never just about the money. And there it is, the most chilling part of this whole nightmare. Daniel reveals that he'd made sure she took the 6:40 train, a line that was notorious for having signaling problems. He was literally banking on a tragic accident. And that life insurance policy he'd just convinced her to update? Well, that would make him the very wealthy, very grieving fiancé. But they made one absolutely massive miscalculation. They thought Alina, the predictable, trusting woman, would just break. They were so wrong. That shock didn't shatter her. Oh no, it turned her into something sharp and cold and focused. The analyst was about to go on the attack. She doesn't scream. She doesn't burst out of the closet in a rage. Nope. The financial analyst inside her just boots up. She quietly hits record on her phone, gets audio, then video. She waits until they're distracted, then slips out, grabbing her laptop, her passport, every single document she's ever signed with him. She's not a victim anymore. She's building her case. So from her car, in the dead of night, she launches this just brilliant four-pronged financial assault. She uses everything she knows from her job to dismantle his whole plan. First, freeze the assets. Lock him out. Second, flag the accounts for fraud. Third, email their lawyer with all the evidence. And fourth, block him from ever touching her insurance. It is just surgical. And just look at how fast she moves. Before the sun even comes up, his entire plot is toast. That decoy text she sends at 6:39 a.m., that's just a little bit of psychological warfare, letting him know she knows. And the final move, sending the video to his mom, That's not just business, that's personal, and it's devastating.
So what happens when a guy who thinks he's the smartest person in the room suddenly realizes he's been completely outplayed? Well, his comfortable little world is about to come crashing down hard.
This one number, it tells the whole story. 37. By 9:12 in the morning, that's how many missed calls Alina has. From Daniel, from his mother, from their lawyer. The calm, cool predator is gone, and in his place is a panicked man watching an avalanche he started come right for him.
So when he finally tracks her down at her apartment, the power has completely flipped. He's a mess, just throwing words at her, trying to gaslight her, saying she's overreacting and twisting things. But all his frantic excuses just bounce right off her total, complete calm. He has lost all control.
And then, with all his blustering and yelling, Alina just cuts through all of it with this one quiet question. She doesn't have to accuse him of anything, she just asks. And his silence, his inability to even look at her, that's the only answer she needs. That's the moment it's all truly over for him.
And the dominoes just start to fall, fast. The bank? Done. The insurance company? They flagged him. Their lawyer? Dropped him. And maybe worst of all for him, his mother knows exactly who he is. His professional life is ruined, and his personal life is a wasteland. He has nothing left.
But hang on. The story isn't quite over yet. There's one final twist, one last detail that leaves us all with a really unsettling question. It turns out that accident Daniel was hoping for, it was way closer to reality than anyone knew. The 6:40 train didn't crash that night, but it was severely delayed right near the bridge because of a real-life signaling malfunction. An accident was absolutely a possibility. She wasn't just saved from a plot. She was saved from a real physical danger. Which leaves us with this massive question. Alina never saw that old woman again. So what was the warning really about? Was it some kind of premonition about a faulty train signal? Or was it a warning about the far more dangerous man she was about to give her life to? And maybe the answer is both. It really makes you wonder, what warnings are we ignoring in our own lives?